So let's
So
talk about that.
yeah,
Could I pick you on that? Your follow
sure.
up with that? So I help people run DM ads, and like for example, just to give you an example, context. I had a client sign up with me 3 weeks ago. I helped her run the DM ad campaign, taught her the whole flow, trained her, and she's already made 15K in 3 weeks of doing this.
Fire.
Life changing for her. She had no experience. Awesome. How do I get that person to want to pay me another $10,000? I don't know what I should package that second offer as. I've thought about maybe being, sales coaching, like kind of like how Austin does, and he keeps you in a community. But I'm just curious your thoughts. I've thought maybe like, okay, you could pay me more, we can scale this thing up. Uh, I'm just curious your thoughts on that.
There's a couple stuff. So she has fulfillment problems now, correct?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So if you scale them, what if you scale them to the point where they have fulfillment problems? You say to them, "Hey, listen, you now have a fulfillment problem. You're at 50 to 100K a month. Why don't we do this? Why don't you focus on what you're good at with the fulfillment, get them crazy results, and then let my team take care of all of your ads and your setting systems? Because now that you're scaling up, you will need a more sophisticated client acquisition process. And by the way, DM ads at some point can break because
Yeah.
it's such like a top of funnel thing that you're optimizing for. They can't break. Meta will always optimize for the cheapest conversion. At some point, if you get people past the 50K, 100K mark, whatever it may be, just anywhere where they have surplus cash flow, it might make sense to get them on some type of multi retainer plus top line rev share so you can make more money and you're
Mhm.
incentivized to make them more money and have maybe a done for you agency service,
I've
perhaps.
always been I like the idea of rev share. I just feel like it's hard to my mental belief is like how do I make sure these people actually pay me like
Yeah.
and are honest about that because they have full control over the flow of money and like they could tell me whatever the fuck they made and it's not true and I don't know how to yeah.
Will these do these people have closers? So there's a couple of things we could do.
No.
They won't have closers. Will they get to the point where they need a closer?
I mean, if they're wanting to get to my level, which most of them do, like 40K a month, I'm working 10, 20 hours a week. So I don't think they need a closer. No.
Okay, okay. Well, I can tell you what I do or I could do is first of all I say to them like, hey, in order to make your front end marketing better, I need constant communication with the sales team. So I will know like which type of prospects are piffing, which types of prospects are not piffing. So that's one
Hmm.
thing, right? The second thing is in Go High Level, you should be able to track. Again, I'm not huge on Go High Level because I've
I
got
hate
someone
it.
else that, yeah,
So
like
complicated.
I mean, I've got a partner that does all of that, and like she's so good, right? So she will handle that. But in Go High Level, you can track data points you can't track in like Ads Manager. So that's another thing. Like you can track so much in GHL. On top of that, if you do use something like Hyros or Cortana, you can track revenue in there too. And on top, and like another thing as well, if you're tracking the ads, you as the marketer need to know what's making money and what's not making money so you don't make the wrong optimizations. And then another point on top of that, if they come in through your coaching, you will know their character well enough to understand if this is the type of person you do want to take on as an agency client too. Does that make
Hmm.
sense? So
Yeah.
it is definitely a trust thing. But if you were to operate off of a, if you were to operate off of trust and you were to have like Hyros or Cortana in place, you were to have access to the sales teams, you can just check for congruency across the entire system, if that makes sense, to see if there's
Hmm.
something funky going on.
Yeah, I guess I think for most of my clients, they're not at that stage. They're usually just a one man show. So
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe the most desirable thing I could use to upsell them to a higher level package and increase my LTV would be like sales coaching or watching their call reviews every month or because that's a huge lever we can pull. If we can make them 20% better on the call, we can make them a fuckload more money, which justifies them paying another 10 grand for me. Um, the fulfillment thing, I like the idea with fulfillment. The problem is I feel like I already kind of explained to them like how to make this not very hard for them fulfillment wise in the first program, so maybe I'd have to take that out a little bit.
If you've enjoyed this video, I'm giving away all of my course that goes over how to run meta ads and do your marketing to sign more clients completely for free. This contains the SOPs and the tracking sheets that you need to actually scale your business. If that sounds interesting and you want to get your hands on it, again, completely for free, go ahead, check the link in description and fill out your contact information and you'll get access to it immediately.